Welcome to Mad About Money. I'm Maddie Alexander-Grout, and this is the podcast where we talk to interesting people all about their interesting money stories. I'm here with the wonderful, fabulous Nicola Noél from Brainworks Therapy. She is a consultant, a therapist, a trauma recovery specialist, somebody who basically helps people with their well-being. She's also got a podcast coming soon, which is super exciting. So, Nicola, lovely to have you here. Tell us a bit about you.
Thank you for having me, Maddie. So, I am Nicola Noél. I am a specialist psychiatric nurse.
What a dickhead. Shall we start again?
No.
I feel like we should, because I said your name wrong. That's really bad. Like this is me and my dyslexic stuff, like not actually reading stuff in the way it should be.
You wouldn't.
Let's start again. We're starting again.
It's common, like it is really. But why is? Hang on, let me.
Let's just carry. No. We'll start again, and I will say I got your name wrong, because this is bad, isn't it? Like,
oh my god, right now the neurospice is coming at you. I was actually neurospicy, and now it's coming at you. You're like, oh my god, I said something wrong. I need to redo it.
Well, we just carry on and just laugh about it. I mean, say people call me sometimes Maddie Alexander-Grout. And I'm like, Groot is cool. I want to be Groot, but no, it is Grout. Like,
that's why when you said Grout, I was like, I even said in my head, I was like, her name's Grout. I was calling her Groot. I was like, Maddie Alexander-Grout. Like,
yeah, I know. I mean, Groot sounds way nicer, doesn't it? Like he's that little tree from like the whatever it is, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's why I remember you. I'm like, I've been going around calling you Groot, mate.
I mean, fucking carry on. I love it. Like, I really do love it. But no, it is literally Grout. And I'll tell you, there's a funny story behind that as well. What? So when me and my husband first got engaged, he was like, "You're going to take my name, right?" And I was like, "Yes."
And you know your dog just walked out to the door. Didn't they go wee-wees?
No, he's just go on the bed. It's being annoying. Like, we're just going to carry on. We're just going to carry on.
You're going to end up with piss on your carpet.
No, I'm not. He's fine. He's sleeping. He's just restless this morning. He's been for a week. He's fine. So basically this story, like my husband was very, very keen, because obviously he's a family man. He wanted me to take his dad's name. I was like, you do realise that if I take your name and I end up being Maddie Grout, that I either sound like I should be hosting a Pride festival, or I have some form of Victorian venereal disease, or someone is going to like make jokes at us, telling us that our next child should be called like Tyler or something like that. Yeah. And I was just like, this is a really horrible name. Like, how do I tell my husband this name is like really gross and I really don't want it? I basically made him double barrel his surname. His middle name was Alexander. And my dad's name is Alexander. His dad's name is Alexander. So by hyphenating it, we kind of put it together so it wasn't that horrible. But it was it was a journey. It was a journey. But my maiden name is Comrie, and people at primary school used to call me Maddie Condom. So I was really desperate. Yeah, I was like super desperate to get rid of that. So Nicola Noél, not Noel like Edmonds. We're not going to the house party, and we're just going to carry on now, because I feel like we've kind of made that up, and it's great. And now we've got another story. So, Nicola, tell me about you. Sorry I interrupted.
It's okay. I'm Nicola Noél. I am a specialist psychiatric nurse and have been for over 2 decades. I'm a transformational consultant and a hypnotherapist / psychotherapist. And so I take women from silently screaming to feeling more confident, more resilient, to feel not broken anymore, and that they fit into the world. And I've worked with everyone from the UN on prison reform and to HRH Duchy of Cornwall on menopause awareness. And my speciality runs from perinatal psychiatry, which is mother and baby, all the way to forensic and judicial. So up until very recently, I looked after the mental health care of some of the most notorious criminals and murderers within the UK.
Wow. that's really, really, really exciting and really cool, and I had no idea. So that's incredibly cool. Like, wow. Do you know much, and this is a completely personal question, do you know much about PMDD?
Yes.
Ah. So, hi, I'm Maddie, and I've got PMDD. I'm in my PMDD week right now,
Wow.
and yes, yes, I know I'm showing up for a podcast. Like, I feel that's quite good of me. And for me, I like if I am really like busy, it tends to not affect me as much. And also, I know and understand my brain. I know and understand my body. So
Mm.
I track my cycle. I know where I'm at.
Mm.
I try not to have coaching calls when I'm in my PMDD week because I
Yeah.
often end up cancelling them because I feel like, when I'm suicidal and like not really wanting to show up, that I can't really be there for my clients who sometimes also feel like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a incredibly debilitating and horrendous condition, and
Yeah.
I would say it's probably my worst and most disabling hidden disability, but it's not a disability,
No,
and it drives me nuts.
it's an actual condition, and
Yeah,
it's on par with psychosis.
and I've also had postpartum psychosis as well. So yeah, something that I write about in my book.
Yeah.
Which is also there's a big link between ADHD and psychosis,
Yeah.
and ADHD and PMDD,
Yes.
because I guess you probably know more about the science behind that than I do, but I just know that there's links.
There's definitely links, and when you have that, I can't think of the word now, but when
Yeah.
you have that chink in your armor, so to speak,
Mm.
it doesn't surprise me with the things that you're saying.
Yeah, I mean they coexist, don't they? And I
Yeah.
think it's the like because ADHD is a brain difference. I think
Yes.
when you have ADHD and you are like going through something, especially when it comes to hormones,
Hmm.
because hormones make ADHD worse. And I don't know how many people who are listening are perimenopausal, who basically, when they started going through perimenopause, basically just fucking unraveled and
Yes.
everything went totally tits up. And I expect a lot of your clients probably come to you with that. And a
Yes.
lot of my clients come to me with that as well, because they're like, my business is broken, everything is going wrong. And I'm like, how old are you? Horrible question to ask. We don't like
Yeah.
asking it, but it is very, very common. And it seems to be happening earlier and earlier for people as well. Like, I mean, I started my
Hmm.
perimenopause journey at about the age of 39. I'm now 41. And, there are some days where I just feel like I am absolutely shot. Like there's nothing about me that
Yeah.
functions in a regular way. You know?
Yeah.
It's
It's it's
crazy.
it's absolutely wild. I mean, you have to think about the stresses that we're going through now. I mean, since, dare I say it,
The C word.
the C word,
Yeah, yeah.
post
That
COVID.
that was that was when I started to completely unravel, because my husband was, and I say this with he was a key worker. Like in his mind and his boss's mind, he was a key worker. He totally wasn't. I think it was just like he didn't want to be at home with a crazy psychopathic woman whose business was failing and our two very small children. um, but I
Honestly,
think it saved our marriage. So I'm
that's
totally
good.
fine that he's away.
I mean, that's one of my, which are one of my unpopular opinions is key worker. It's like, I'm a key worker, babe. You work at fucking Tesco's. Behave yourself.
Yeah,
When you're carrying out them
yeah.
dead bodies like we were, come and talk to me about fucking key
Absolutely,
worker.
yeah.
Like, and
So
that's
my
no, Tesco's.
no,
And don't get me wrong, with the
we
toilet
we
paper
needed them.
fight, we needed
Yeah,
them, but it was the
yeah,
fact that they were like, we're a key worker, and I was like,
yeah. They were a necessary key worker, but not an essential key worker. My husband, I don't think was necessary or essential or even key. So he like I mean he's necessary and essential and key to me in my life and my kids' lives, but nothing like pandemic wise, no. So and we had this fight many a time and he was like, but I am a key worker because I produce fruit and vegetables. And I'm like, it's not like you produce fruit and vegetables to give to Tesco's or to Sainsbury's. You work on an estate that serves two families.
oh, okay.
It's not like you are a farmer or somebody who is like, if you don't show up to work, people are going to die. That was my argument. However, it did 100% save our marriage, because like even on the days where he comes and like he works, like he has days off in the week sometimes because he works weekends.
Mhm.
And when he's here, I'm like, just go away. You're so annoying. Like, I love the fact that you're bringing me food, because also like he is my care worker. Like
Yeah,
when he's not here, like he's been away since Monday, and when he's not here, like I
you don't
forget to
eat.
eat. I forget to shower. Like yesterday, Harriet came in and she was like, "Mummy, you smell. You need to wash."
Oh God.
It's so rude, but also fair. She was like, "Do you want me to stand with you while you shower?" I was like, "Yes, please. I need a body double." But honestly, when he's not here, I struggle to function as a normal human.
Yes.
So and I'm dyspraxic as well, so therefore I'm very, very, very accident prone.
Yeah.
And yesterday I was cooking the kids dinner, and because they're both autistic and both very incredibly fussy eaters, they've both got ARFID, so like they have certain foods that they will eat and so certain foods they won't. So I was in the middle of cooking them both two separate meals. I opened the cupboard door. A bottle of Liam Perring's Worcestershire short. I can't even say either of those words, but anyway, that guy
What's a
fell
sister?
out of the. That's the chat. Worcestershire. Yeah, it fell out of the cupboard into the dog's bowl,
Oh God.
spilling the dog's water everywhere, but then bounced out onto my foot, which really hurt. I bent down to pick it up,
Oh no, 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 no.
picked it back up again,
And hit your head off
smashed
the
my head
cupboard.
on the cupboard door, tried to close it, shot my boob in it, all whilst burning one of my children's food. So I was just like, I really need him to be here so that I don't blow up the house, because I am just a walking disaster. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
Anyway,
dyspraxia's like my son's dyspraxic, and I think and what I will say is, until story time. So I
another story.
had I was put into a chemical menopause
Were you?
as a precursor to an operation for fibroids.
Okay.
So, but then I've reversed. I say this very loosely, reversed back out of it. But I think it's
Okay.
lowered my resistance, shall we say, and it's knocked a few years off. So I'm
Yeah.
potentially going to be starting in the next couple of years with perimenopause. Anyway, the point of me saying that is that then increased my neurospiciness and
Mhm.
brought the symptom. Like I had symptoms like never before. I was able to mask pretty well and
Yeah.
cope okay-ish, but the wheels came totally off the
Yeah.
bus, and dyspraxia on a level that I cannot even explain. I know the layout of my house really well, really,
Yeah.
really well, obviously. But I would walk into like sofa, and my sofas aren't small. My sofas are massive. They're like them DFS, like really
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
obnoxious
Yeah. Yeah.
sofas.
Yeah.
Boom, straight into it. I'll walk into doors at certain times of the month now. I'll like walk into door frames.
I am exactly the same. Have you ever shut your leg in the car door?
No, not yet.
Legs, arm, car door. I also shut my son's finger in the car door because I didn't realise it was there. Bad mummy. Yeah, honestly, his thumb went flat. Like, it was, and his scream, like yeah. Anyway, like it
That's
was
what
an
I'm
accident.
thinking.
He did
Did he lose
forgive
it? Did he
me.
lose his nail?
Yeah,
Oh
it
no.
was. Oh, it was honestly, I don't think I've ever felt so much mum guilt in my entire life. Like I just closed the door and I don't know how his finger was still in there. Like it was just,
Did
oh,
it grow
this was about
back?
2 years ago. Yeah, it did. Yeah, he's fine now. Like he still has all of his limbs. Um, but my son is also really dyspraxic. Like he has absolutely no spatial awareness, especially around his sister. So he's constantly hitting his sister by accident. At Christmas, you know like weights that you have at home, like the ones
Yeah,
that have got like that rubber coating on them.
yeah.
Like I was on the phone trying to sort out my medication for something, and my daughter and him were like playing in the living room, and he came to ask me something because I was on the phone. I didn't hear him properly, and he asked, and I've got delayed processing as well. So he asked me if he could play with my weights, but he asked me something, and I thought he'd said that I had to wait for something. So I misheard him completely, and then all I heard was this blood-curdling scream, and he was doing this with the weights, like just all over the place, like just not really, no spatial awareness. And my daughter had walked underneath him, So he clocked her on the head with a weight, and I have never seen so much blood in my entire life. It was literally like pissing out of her head. Like, I mean, they say that ADHD is a good in crises. I'm glad that my husband was here because I don't know what the hell I would have done because my son then was squealing because he thought he'd killed his sister. It was just like, you can't make this shit up. But like, honestly, we are so accident prone as a family. It's bad. Yeah, and I
And
had
is your husband like neurodivergent, or is he like just?
um he is neurotypical. He says he's neurotypical. However, as a trained neurodiversity specialist, I always think otherwise, and I think like attracts like, and
I was gonna say.
I think he is secretly harboring the spice. However, he will not admit it. He's quite an old school kind of like traditional kind of like, I am like the man, I'm in control. Like, I mean, he's really not. Like, I totally rule the roost. I'd have it no other way. But I think, yeah, he doesn't admit it, and I don't think he ever will.
Probably not.
But we have two very spicy children, so you know they are uber spicy. Like Harriet is incredibly autistic. Ben is ADHD and autistic and dyspraxic. They are both, yeah, the spiciest kids. So I think yes, potentially. Like, I just hope he doesn't listen to this podcast episode and feel like I've outed him. But yeah, he totally is.
We knew already. Like moths to a flame, like, aren't we? Like when I look at
Exactly.
all my friends now, and all my like really really good friends, who we like
Yeah.
meet, and we're gonna be the bestest friends forever. We are all on the same bus.
Are you? Interesting, because I'm not with my friends.
Are you not?
I have no. So my work friends, absolutely. Like my business friends, like I don't think there's anybody in my world who is not neurodivergent or has some form of maybe slight spice going on. But yeah, my group of girls actually, there are two incredibly neurotypical people. I guess they ground us. One of my friends thinks she might have inattentive ADHD, and the other one, she doesn't want to put any labels on how she is, but I think,
Yeah.
you know, potentially, I mean, she works in an environment which is incredibly process driven. She's a spreadsheet geek. She's the sort of person that when we go to festivals, she makes us an itinerary. Like, I mean, if that's not autistic, not sure what is. But she's yeah, I guess like they're all high functioning and they don't really care, and they're not really like, we want to get diagnosis.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I've definitely got some really, really, really good neurotypical friends. Whether they understand me fully, not sure. Two of them have just read my book actually, and they were really grateful to read it because it made them understand where I've been coming from. One of my friends used to say to me all the time, "Oh, well, yeah, we've all got a bit of ADHD in us, haven't we?" And I think that is possibly the most disabling, ableist comment that anybody could ever, you know. And she didn't mean it in a horrible way.
No,
She was
but
trying
it
to
is.
empathise,
Yeah.
but it does feel like that cutting, horrible, like, you know, just non-affirming way to deal with somebody who's got ADHD. So yeah, well, I never really liked it. But we have talked so much about this and I love it, but we haven't even got on to like the main subject of the podcast, which is, what is your money story?
Don't make me talk about my money story.
I'm gonna, and it's fun, and there is no shame on this podcast. In fact, like last week we had lovely chap called Ben come on, and he was just like, "I'm just gonna put my hands up and say I'm really shit with money," and I said, "You're not shit with money. You've got ADHD, and your brain processes things in a non-neurotypical way. And when we are taught about finance, we are taught about it in a neurotypical way. So no wonder we all feel like we're shit with money."
Yeah. So that was my feeling for a long time. With money, and then when I looked at my money story, and I had to look at it beginning this year, late last year, because essentially I'd gone from making quite a lot of money to nothing at all. Now I'm very spiritual as well.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, there's a wrench somewhere here, just because you have the ability to make that money. So
Yeah.
like on any given week, so again, pre-COVID, I hate COVID so much, pre-COVID, like
I
on
barely
average,
remember that time.
it never leaves me, never. It's
No.
like the clingy ex-boyfriend, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, my days would look like, you know, probably work 2 to 3 days a week,
Mm.
maybe 4, and then there wouldn't be like a month where like I wouldn't like go down to London. So like go to London and for fun, I'd go to the Shard or I'd go to Harrods or Liberties, like that. Get think nothing of it, think nothing about buying 200-300 pound bottle of perfume.
Mm.
Then we go post COVID, and I am counting the pennies at Aldi.
Yeah.
Like, go figure. And then it was like,
Has that changed the way that you look at consumerism and like the things that you're buying? Because I think I have never had enough money really to go. Well, I mean, I do now actually. I've got enough money to go shopping at Harrods if I really wanted to. But it doesn't float my boat really. I'm more of a vintage kind of girl, and like, you know, I think because I've been in so much debt and I used to buy like I mean, I didn't buy designer clothes. I used to buy like expensive skate shoes or like expensive like band hoodies and things like that. Like I've never
yeah,
really been like a designer clothes person. But when I lost everything, so basically my house burnt down and I lost everything that I owned, and it really changed my perspective on like the things that I was buying. And it basically made me feel like I'm alive. I don't need these things to validate me.
yeah,
But it's an interesting thing. It's like when you're used to shopping in those expensive places,
yeah.
now would you still want to if you were in that position to go and shop in those places, or did it change you?
Well, I'm coming back to that position now.
Mm.
However, so many things have changed in that time. So, you were there
Yes, congratulations on your amazing award.
at the
Like that was
awards,
emotion. Love it.
and that's what's changed for me. It is about building longer tables, not higher walls, and it is about
Yeah,
for all women and girls. And
yeah.
so, whereas I was buying that stuff because it was, well, yes, I want to treat myself good, and I still have nice perfumes now. That's the one thing I do have,
Love
and I
perfume.
still
I've got
have,
a whole box of perfume here. You can see in the background. This is
yeah.
like one
I know. I was looking
of
at those. I was like, oh, I
my
wonder what she's
favourite
got.
one. This is my
As,
love. This is my
as long
Nina.
as you don't drag out Britney Spears Circus, you're all right.
Um,
You've got it, haven't you?
no. I've got a Scarda, which is a bit is similar. Um, I've got J Lo.
J-Lo, you know what though, right? Let me just say, J-Lo, right, as much as we rip her, does some good perfumes.
Also, On the Floor is a vibe. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the best songs that I've ever like heard. It is a song that will 100% get me on the dance floor, regardless. Yeah, absolutely. So like we can't rip her because she's actually a legend.
She's good.
Fucking terrible actress.
And awful. But and Rihanna's perfumes are really good as well.
They are. And Katy Perry's.
Oh, I'll tell you who another one. We'll get back to it, people. We are going to get back on track.
Yeah,
People
we
are
are.
like,
I
what
mean,
the
like,
fuck?
this is what ADHD podcasts are like. We do go off topic, and it's what
But
makes it fun.
Ariana Grande,
Oh, yes.
the Cloud one, because the
Yes.
Cloud one smells like Baccarat Rouge. Although I'm sick of smelling fucking Baccarat Rouge. I'm going to be honest.
I don't know what that
People,
smells like, I don't think.
oh, you do, because every fucker's wearing it. It's getting.
Really? You see, I like fruity because I feel like I'm a fruity person.
Do you like
So, like,
fruity? I don't like fruity. It's too girly for me. Like I'm very much like you smell me
yeah.
before you see me, and you either
Mm.
like love it. It's like I wear really strong. There's only a couple of perfumes that I wear that aren't that, but I'm very
I
like
have to say, when we hugged, you did have the nicest smell. I think I kind of wanted to hug you for longer because I was
thank
inhaling you a
you.
little bit.
To any listeners out there who want to send me any presents, any stalkers, that was Portrait of
Yeah,
a Lady. Please send.
absolutely. Yeah, love that. Love that. Like, and we'll make this podcast go viral, and then we'll both get perfume. So fruity for me, and then like whatever the strong
Yeah.
scent is you have, which is really fucking nice. Love that. Love that.
So
I also we were talking about the frizzies as well. Like this isn't
yes,
perfume, but it smells really nice.
I bet that
It's
is
like yeah,
quite fruity, isn't it?
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
I
mind. I
like
don't mind fruity hair, like, but
and these that's my hair stuff, and like
oh, the Aussie
that's
stuff you
really
can.
fruity.
That I'm a noughties kid, so like Aussie hair stuff was like
It is
God.
like I've never stopped because the smell of it is so much like it's dopamine, and I think because that's why we like perfume so much, because we are dopamine seekers. We like the nice smells. It's sensory for us. Like
Yeah.
so for me, like I usually my hair is actually naturally curly. It depends. Like I'm really lucky that if I scrunch it, I get ringlets. If I leave it to dry naturally, I get really nice waves. If I blow dry it and I like brush it, it's quite straight. But Aussie is the only one that I've found that like doesn't fuck my hair up. So like yeah, I like it. It's good.
I
But it's
love
the
it.
smell. The
Mm.
smell is just it's
I
like
feel the smells like at
yeah,
the moment, and I'm really sensitive to smells as well. Like I've got a
me
nose like a
too.
bloodhound.
Me too. Like which is awful as well. Let's talk about that actually, because from a perimenopausal like perspective, sorry, I've got hiccups now. From a perimenopausal perspective, like when you get perimenopausal, your sweat smells different,
Yes.
and I am so self-conscious of it. Like I take perfume and deodorant with me literally everywhere, and I can be applying it like every hour, and I will still like just be like, I'll catch a whiff, and I'll be like, oh my god, that's me. Like oh, and it's not that I'm unclean. I know I did say earlier that I struggle to have showers, but like I mean, like if I'm going to an event, I do make sure I wash. But it's that thing where like it's it's almost like an adrenaline. When you've had like a traumatic experience and you've got that
Mhm.
adrenaline, and
Mhm.
your sweat smells adrenaline-y.
Yeah.
That's what perimenopausal sweat smells like.
Yeah.
How the fuck do we get rid of that? Like it's. I mean, I have this is the only deodorant that I can wear.
Oh, really?
This is the
Oh,
only
yeah,
deodorant.
yeah.
I mean, it is a good deodorant. Like by the way, shout out to Mitchum's if you fancy sponsoring this podcast. We would love you to.
Well, I tried like an idiot. I tried. I don't even know why I did it. I was humouring myself. So I said, I'm going to try the natural deodorant because that's going to work for me.
Is that the like the soapy one that's like
Yeah,
the
that you
wild
could.
one?
Yeah, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I tried
I
that and it smells nice. It does
I didn't
smell
use
nice.
Wild. I
Uh,
used another version, and it smells nice, but it didn't handle the sweat. It did not handle the sweat.
no, it doesn't handle the sweat, and also white t-shirt marks. Really
Mm,
annoying. Like it might be natural, but it fucks your clothes up, and yeah, that's not the way we want to go.
yeah,
No.
no. So your sweat smells different. So I'm kind of used to carrying like. So what I'll have now is I got the portable, you can get the little perfume spray
Yeah.
things. Got
Yes.
one of those. I've got essential oils like in water where you can spray, and then I'll make sure like I'll travel with like a deodorant as well. So I'll have like a little
Mm.
and wipes because I have to have wipes, like toilet
Yeah, I need
wipes.
yes, toilet wipes, and also anti-bac gel. Like I'm
Yeah,
really like, especially if I'm going to London and I have to go on the tube and I have to hold the handrail or something. I'm like, how many
yeah,
people have touched this? And it freaks me out like big time. I mean, I don't, as a rule, I don't really travel on the tube because I have really, really, really bad issues with like, and I'm not gonna lie, like this is a really, really horrible feeling to have, but I don't feel safe on the tube. Like, I don't feel safe because there's lots of people. I don't feel safe because I often have panic attacks. And because my brain is overactive, I imagine every single horrendous thing that has ever happened on a tube. I imagine stabbings. I imagine rapes. I imagine like the tube crashing. I imagine bombs. Like, I mean, my brain just goes, as soon
yeah.
as I
The
get on that
intrusive
tube, I'm like,
thoughts.
I'm just like, I'm going to die. And I don't know why, but it's there. And I think it's actually like it does link back, and this brings us on to trauma because I think it's important for us to talk about that, seeing as that's what you do. But do you remember the 7/7 bombings?
Yes, very well.
I one of my best friends was on the train before one of those trains, and I don't think I've ever really got over it. And it was just like, I mean, she was obviously fine, but she could have easily not been fine. I mean, if she'd have forgotten her phone and she'd like gone back to get her phone, or like she'd have like woken up 5 minutes late, she could have been on that train. And I think it was just something which traumatized me to the point of like, I kind of felt like I was immortal until like 9/11 and stuff like that happened. I
Yeah.
felt like I was gonna live forever, and I was like, really, you know, nothing could ever harm me. And you know, then you think about like that Ariana Grande concert where like
Yeah.
I mean, I go to gigs all the time, like, and that one in France as well. Like,
Mm.
it's just all of these things, and you think like, you know, shootings at schools. You never think there's going to be a shooting at a school, and then like all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my god, I hope my kids are okay. Like, I mean, their school is a fortress. Like, literally, it's got like metal gates all around it. But these things can happen, and we're living in a really scary world, and trauma comes from experience, right? So I think
Mm.
it's crazy. Anyway, that's my crazy brain. But let's talk. We didn't finish your money story, so I would really love to know what brought you to doing what you do now.
Money story wise, or my why,
Yeah,
because they're two different
both,
things. Which one?
both. Yeah, both. I
Okay,
mean,
well, I guess they tie in. So, money story wise, my money story, as I suppose with most people, if they really trace it back, starts from when I was a child.
yeah,
And it was those subliminal messages that were being put into my head about um you're not good enough, about showing off if you've
mm,
got money.
yeah,
Well, I wasn't taught, I mean, and that's across the board, how to look after money. You know, you're taught, I mean, okay, so when you've had a problem, when's the last time that you got your recorder out and played Three Blind Mice? The actual fucking rubbish they teach you at
right.
school, like, you know,
Absolute.
oh, I'm about to get raped. Let's play Three Blind Mice. It ain't gonna fucking save ya.
I do still know how to play it though. I am not gonna lie.
So do I. I don't know how to play the fucking flute as well. And it's just like the shit they do not teach you in school about money or money literacy. So therefore, and then being
Yeah, how about
neurospicy.
this? This is exactly why I wrote this other book.
Oh,
Which is my children's money book. So it is aimed at 4 to 9 year olds. The writing is more for the older people.
yeah.
And it's even got a money board game in it that people can that the kids can play with coins and stuff.
And
So yeah,
that's what they
this is
need.
my money book. Yeah, it's like this is the money education book, and I've
Yeah.
had like several different school trusts buy it in bulk, and it's in the local library. And like, I need to talk more about it because
Yeah.
I'm really shit at remembering. Because like, you know, when you write an adult book that's like you're supposed to actually write, like, and
Yeah.
then I forget about the one that was my first one, second one, third one on the way.
And that's what we need to talk about. So I was facing all those things, and then plus with I am a thriver from childhood SA and domestic violence, and was
Okay.
not only physical, emotionally, but I was financially abused as well. That then furthers the money story, furthers it
Mm,
about you not being worthy. Because I remember, you know, my parents would order, you know, a Chinese, and then they'd be like, "What do you want?" And I'd be like, "Oh, can I have a king prawn chow mein?" And they'd be like, "Who do you think you are having a king prawn chow mein? Like, that's expensive." So
mm,
I didn't mean it in that way, but it's letting you feel that you are less than, that you don't
yeah.
deserve it. And then you look at other, you know, things that had happened with finances, and it just, so no matter how much I at the time had money, I couldn't keep money. I've always had the ability to earn um really good amounts of money,
Mm,
but it was keeping it, was looking after it, is doing the things that would enable me to do it. But then when I started to go down the spirituality path and look about how am I respecting money, how is money coming to me?
Mm.
What am I sending out? Then I, started to look at, where does that need to go? And how, like, money is a reflection of you. No, like,
Yeah.
whether you've got it, where you've got it invested, or you don't have it invested, or
Mm.
it's just a reflection, because it's an energy.
It is, yeah.
It's an energy, and it's like, how are you dealing with it? So like with anything, it's
Mm.
an energy. So how is it
Yeah.
coming to you, and what are you doing, and how do you feel about it? Do you feel a bit like, I'm not trusted, I can't be trusted, or do you feel you can be like, all those things? So
Yeah.
essentially, after COVID, and then when I started this business, I thought, build it and they will come. I've got all this experience, and I'm going to say I'm doing it, and then they will be beating down my door. And I would have loved to have had a tumbleweed, even a stick, come across my path, and it just was not happening. And then I had to look back, and I went back, and the money story that was keeping me locked was, I had this. My mum decided to marry my stepdad, who was what I would say now was probably like EUPD with
Mm.
narcissism in there as
Oh,
well.
God.
Not surprising. So
Common coexisting traits, right? Like,
yes. So they went out, they left me, my brother, and my sister in the house. Obviously, they were old enough to look after me because I was the youngest.
yeah.
And came back, and he went upstairs, and he was doing this screaming that I couldn't. He was very dramatic. Obviously, that's the EUPD,
Mm.
but
Yeah.
very dramatic for a man, like somebody had died. I was like, what's happening? And he was like, we've been burgled. So remember, at the time, I'm about 5.
Yeah.
My sister's 7 years older than me. So what? She's like
12 or so.
12, and then my
Yeah.
brother's about 14, 15. So you've got 3 kids in the house. So a burglar's
Mm.
come into the house, burgled the house, or we've been there and we don't know. Anyway, so he had money that belonged to somebody else in the house.
Oh, shit.
However, he had spent this money in the betting shop, and right, and then came back and said that the house had been, well, pushed the window open, threw things around, and been like, "Oh my God, we've been robbed."
Oh my
What does that
gosh.
what does that do to a child, and what does that
Because
put
I mean,
into a
that's an
child
incredibly confusing message, right? Like, mm,
about the psyche about money, and about having money around,
yeah.
and about safety?
And gambling. But I mean, like, the EUPD often emulates ADHD symptoms.
Hmm.
So I guess there's probably that impulsive tendency as well that coexists with that, I think.
Yes.
But oh yeah, that's tough, especially as a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
because that is I guess that's your kind of formative years. Like, I
Hmm.
mean, kids form their money story and their opinions about money before the age of 7.
Yeah.
So if, like, and I'm so careful. Like, I mean, like, last night I went to tuck Harriet in, and she was reading my money book, and I'm like, she's 6. And then she said, "Oh yeah, Ben was reading it last night, and I've taken it off of him today." And I'm like, "Oh, my kids are actually doing this on their own accord. They're actually learning about stuff, which is really cute." But I never say we can't afford this,
Hmm.
or like, we're not getting that because, like, it's too much money. I will always say, is it a priority for us? Do we have the budget for it?
Hmm.
And it's about changing that language, like, around
Yes.
the kids, and it is really important. It's so much more important than people think it is, but we do it all the same. And, like, even sometimes it's like that, those narratives, those money doesn't grow on trees, or like rich people are bad. There's all of these formulated things, and it's like, if you're getting those signals from somebody at that age, yeah, no wonder it's been a struggle. Like, I completely appreciate that.
Yeah. And so, like you say, now I've changed it to, is it a priority? You know,
Mm,
is that within my budget at the moment,
mm,
or using the word yet? Actually, that's not something I'm going to do yet, but I will do.
yeah. How many times does somebody come at us with a service or a product that we really, really, really want, and we're like, "Oh, it's just too much money," and we say, "I can't afford that." Instead, telling people it's not a priority yet, it's not in my business plan, that's not where I'm at right now, possibly in the future. Those are the kinds of things. And also, I am a very, very, very big like law of attraction person. Like I am so much like if you tell the universe that you're poor, you'll be poor. And I hate the word poor, but like, just as an example, like every single day, I love using Stand Store for this reason, but every single day, like when money comes into my account, I celebrate it. Every time I cash out into my bank account, I say thank you,
Yeah.
because it's about being grateful for that money. And the more you're grateful for it, the more you celebrate the money that is coming to you, the more will come to you. And
Yes.
it sounds weird, but as a spiritual person, you'll totally get this. It really does work.
Mm.
I don't know if you've ever listened to anything that Denise Duffield Thomas does,
Yes.
but I absolutely love her books. Like they are
Love
so,
it.
like, she's really funny and really down to earth. And like I basically listen to Get Rich Lucky Bitch like on a cycle. Like I think I
Yes.
probably listen to it once a quarter because it
Do you
helps me
listen
to
to
remind
all
myself.
three of them?
Yeah, yeah, I think
Mm.
they're brilliant. Like the what's the entrepreneur one? I think it's her latest one. That I don't like that one as much. I think Get Rich Lucky Bitch is absolutely brilliant, but yeah, they're all really good books. I'm still trying to get her on my podcast. We are in talks.
Are you in talks with her?
I am,
I
yeah.
love her, and I love the Hope
It's
Ono stuff
amazing.
as well.
I know. If she does come on my podcast, I think it will make it blow up. So I'm pushing every week. I'm like, "Hi, Denise, are you ready to come on my podcast yet, please?"
Do you not just be,
I'm actually
are
this
you not that
episode.
person who like jumps on a post as soon as it pings, like the bell pings,
Yeah,
and be like, "Hey, girl."
yeah. Hey girl, I'm here. I'm in your inbox. I'm here. I'm here for it. And also as well, like I'm like, I'll send you my book as well, so you can read my book. Because
Have you
I'm pretty sure I mentioned her in my book
have you
actually. Maybe
sent
I
it
should
to
have.
her?
No, I should. I should, shouldn't I? But I don't know how.
Didn't you
The
go
thing
and
is, you've got to
didn't you
find
go
the
and
address.
see her last year when she came over here?
No, where was she?
You're not a fan.
No, to be honest, no. I've only known about her for the last 6 months. How weird
Oh,
is
have
that? Like, I work.
you?
Yeah, I work. Do you know what? I've got this thing where, like, I think it's a rejection sensitivity dysphoria thing. Like, if I do something, I try not to look at other people that do that same thing because I end up feeling like I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
So I purposefully avoid any other money specialists, any visibility strategists, any business strategists. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I mean, I don't now, but I think it's because I used to have a really closed mindset. Now I'm all about the collaboration over competition. So
Hmm.
now I do actively work with people who are in the same space as me, but I never used to. And I think it was because, like, at the time when I was just starting out, she was getting really big, and I was like, I can't be like her. So therefore, I can't do the
Mm.
thing.
But you'll never be
And it was
like
just
her, will you?
no,
You are
I mean,
Maddie.
we are very different. We are very different. I mean, like, first of all, like when it comes to money, I specialize in ADHD. I don't really do any generic stuff. And a lot of my
Hmm.
stuff is practical tips rather than the mindset stuff. I mean, I do the mindset stuff, but
Yeah.
it's like, anyway, we've gone off topic again. Carry on with your story because we are going to run out of time.
So yeah, so essentially, that's where my money story came from, and where I learnt to be unsafe and feel
Mm,
unsafe around money, along with other stuff that went on, and that leading on to, because I know we're covering this, and that affected my visibility a
yeah.
lot, especially when because of working in prisons, and a lot of people will know me
Mm,
as Nini Sparkle, and they're like, "Your name not Nini." I'm like, "No, it's bloody Nicola." I could have started a whole new life with my real name, but because of that, I wasn't being visible. And then you had the money
yeah.
story laid on top of it, and now I've gone back on socials to my actual name because I'm not having to hide from criminals because I don't work
Love
there
that.
anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with that money story. My visibility has like just been off the scale because
Yeah.
now it's flowing, and I can present. I don't say authentic because people are banging around authenticity, but I can present in an organic way.
But I mean, the thing is, like, authentic and authenticity, they are buzzwords at the moment, but they are
Mm-hmm.
fucking good buzzwords for a reason, because they are genuinely the way that you should show up online. Like, and I hate the word should, like, and we always say should go in the fuck it bucket, because it's like a pressure word.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're showing up online, we want to be the person who we are, like,
Mm-hmm.
unapologetic, unashamed. Like, I realized for so many years that I was masking. Like,
Yes.
and we get to that point, like, especially as, like, disabled or underrepresented or marginalized people in the online space.
Mm-hmm.
Why should we fucking not be the people who we are, just for the sake of other people and what other people say? So I say, fuck that lot. Like, we show up who we are, because that's who people love us for being, and that's how
There's
we
a,
attract our ideal clients.
however, there's a caveat to that, because
Yeah, a safety caveat.
the reason why we say, like, it's it's a buzzword, and yes, you know, people should be being authentic, but what you're getting a lot of at the moment, and especially online, is people saying, well, I'm just being authentic. No, bitch, you're being rude.
Oh, absolutely. There is such a difference between being yourself and being a fucking knobhead.
And so people are coming out the gate just thinking that, you know, the little keyboard warriors, and thinking that they can go out
Oh,
and say something because I'm just giving my opinion.
the
No, you,
there I said it crowd.
yeah,
Like,
that, yeah, I'm just giving my opinion. And it's like, so you're going to let anything, it's not that you can't give your opinion, and it's not that you don't have free speech, but you're going to let anything filter, not even filter anything, just let it come through your mouth and say it because you're just being authentic. You need to relax. That's
absolutely
what you
no
need to
way.
do.
But I think the good thing about that, and there is a good thing about that, the people who are kind, the people who are caring, the people who are authentically honest and decent
Yeah.
human beings stand out from the crowd much more because of that honesty and that authenticity, because
Yes.
we're not being dickheads to people.
Yeah.
And I think those people who are showing up and being that version of their authentic self, I mean,
Hmm.
it's like, cool, if that's your authentic self, I definitely don't want to work with you. So I think that helps. It
Yeah.
does it. I mean, everything, how you show up online helps people to decide whether you're their person or you're not their person.
Yeah.
Like, when we met at the Woman Who Awards, and I was like, I love your vibe. Like, just the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, like, you exuberate class, fun, sparkle, and I was just like, I need to talk to her. And then when you were like, oh, we're already connected, I was like, fuck, we are. I've seen you online as well. Need you on my podcast because I've seen your stuff and I like who you are and I like how you show up online.
Mm.
And I don't very often like meet someone and just be like, I need you on my podcast, because I have a really long waiting list. But I
Yeah.
just knew, yeah. Oh my God, I've got like 70 odd people on my waiting list. It's fucking insane. You totally jumped the queue. I'm sorry.
Take
It's
that,
because,
suckers.
but it's because I just love your vibe. The only thing I didn't like about you is when you walked past me with your glittery dress on and my hair went like this. I was like, she's got my hair. How do I say this without being really rude? Like,
Oi. I would have been like, if that was me, you would have walked away with my hair.
well, and then when you won an award, and after we'd had that conversation, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I was already emotional because Karen had just won an award, and Karen's one of my clients, and like, she so deserved that award. And I was crying because Karen had won, and then you won, and I was like, I'm gonna cry again. I'm just like such an emotional person. I was also secretly crying as well because that is now the 4th time I've been a finalist and I still haven't won. What is wrong with me? Ugh.
I mean, are you going for this? This is shout out to Sandra Garlick. Are you
We
going for
love
the
Sandra.
Soulpreneur Awards?
Oh, do you know, I haven't entered them. I probably should. I will do that. I should
Okay.
do that. Yeah, I will do that. Like, and I know, like, I totally messed my Woman Who Awards interview up. Like, I really messed it up. So especially as a money specialist, I can't wait for my feedback. I know that the feedback has been sent, but my emails won't work. I need to chase Sandra for it. But Sandra was like, prepare everything, like do the thing. And they were like, so what's your turnover? What's your profit? I'm like, I don't know. As a money specialist who doesn't know what her turnover and her profit is, I mean, I know what my turnover is. The thing is, right, I'm not profit focused. I'm purpose focused. I actually, like, as long as I'm making enough money for me to live and my business to function, as long as I'm helping people, I don't really care, like, where my money situation is. Now, that's not saying I don't want to earn lots of money. I really do. But for me, it's all about, like, how much impact I'm delivering. So the first thing I said was, I don't know. And then I was like, actually, I probably should have, like, my delayed processing, I probably should have, like, actually just taken a step back and thought about how I was going to answer that question, but I didn't. I just blurted it out, and I was like, oh, that probably makes me look really crap now, doesn't it? So I knew I wasn't going to win. There was absolutely no chance, like, unless those judges just felt massively sorry for me. So, but yeah, no, I mean, I've been in Sandra's world for a long time. Like, I've done trainings for her membership. She's in my membership as well.
Oh, wow.
Again, another example of collaboration over competition, because me and Sandra do basically the same thing. We teach the same thing, but we do it in a very different way. Like, I'm going to be for some people, and for all the people who don't like the sweary, crass version of Crazy Maddie, they definitely go to Sandra because she's way more, like, demure and, like, composed and not as all over the place.
She's like,
So,
I was like, I did feel sorry for her. I was like, oh my God, I'm in your world now. And she's going to be like, oh my God, who is this girl?
no, she is an absolute, and actually, like, she has changed awards. She has changed people's lives. She is a very inspiring, lovely person. And I'm really honoured that she sees value in what I do as well. And, like, it's she was somebody when I first entered the business world that I was like, oh, Sandra Garlick, she's really big. There's no way I'm ever going to have a conversation with her. And now, like, I work with her and we do stuff together, and it's like, I've grown. So yeah, it's and like being on that stage was amazing. Again, not something that I really thought would happen. And my story has changed. Like, the first time I ever got nominated for a Woman Who was with my business that dramatically failed. So, like, I think Woman Who has been a really, really consistent timeline for me. So it was nice to be able to do that. And I'm hoping that actually at some point I might get like an actual headline speaky slot. I don't know, maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll have to win an award first, though, Sandra, if you're listening. Like, but I always say, though, like, I mean, I have won a lot of awards in my time.
Yeah.
15 business awards I've won since I started my business 9 years ago. They're brilliant for visibility.
It's more than one a year.
It is, and I didn't win. I won most of them in the first 3 years of business.
So the big for visibility, but however what?
They're really good for business. However, not all of them are good. So, Women Who Awards, Solopreneur Awards, good awards. What is the why have I just totally lost my, like, entrepreneur? The Great British Entrepreneur Awards. Why was that so far away from my brain?
Yeah.
Great British Entrepreneur Awards are a really good one. There are some that are really good, but there are other ones that have just been set up. They're like popularity contests, they're voting things. You have to pay to play, and those ones are the ones which I say to people, just don't do them, avoid them like the plague. If you have to pay to be present, like, because some people, it's a financial inclusion thing for me. Like,
yes.
If you have to pay to go to the event and you can't afford to go, and you're discounted from winning that award if you can't go, to me that's not a professional award.
Yeah.
So that's where, like, I got asked to share an awards thing the other day, and I shared it with my membership, and then I went and looked at it, and I actually retracted my sharing, and then I went and called out the lady who was doing it, because it was a Women's Success Awards. There was absolutely nothing in there at all about trans women. There was a man award, but there was no non-binary award. There was nothing that was, like, saying to me, this is an inclusive awards. And it actively states, do not apply for this award if you can't afford to buy a ticket. What the fuck? So I was like, no, I'm just absolutely not going to promote that. It's not in my wheelhouse. It's absolutely not aligned with my values. And I went back and I told her, and I said, look, like, I'm not being funny, but you need to improve these things if you want to work with me. She never came back to me, funnily. But
Oh, you'll have to tell me who that is after, because I've been,
yeah, I will. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, I will, for sure. We're running over time very much. So before we go, I want you to tell me who you work with, how you can help people, and where people can find you.
Okay, so who do I work with? So I work with two sets of people. So I work with professional women who are silently screaming inside, who are finding it difficult to cope, who are trying to be the butcher, baker, candlestick maker, and who are wearing burnout in a blazer, essentially.
Mm.
And so I go in where trauma hides, where mindset crumbles, and I help them to rebuild inside out. So if that sounds like you, then please come and find me. I also work with corporate, with businesses, and I bring mental health or my mental health experience with neuroscience. So it's all
Brilliant.
neuroscience backed with mixed modalities to help the workforce improve, to help
Mm.
your colleagues improve, to show you things that you have been staring at or been avoiding, to make people happy where it counts. So I'm currently at the moment working with Amazon Black Employee Network. So
Wow,
I've
that's
launched
amazing.
a global program for 6 months that is taking mental health and neuroscience and rewiring the brains across the world. So that is what I do. So you can find me Nicola Noél on Facebook. That's my professional profile. There's also Brainworks Therapy on Facebook, which is my business page. You won't find much there, but go have a
Business
look.
pages are dead, aren't they, really?
The
We can chuck
dead,
them in the bin.
I got no time for that. I'm not even going to lie.
I can't even remember the last time I posted on mine. I forgot I
Right?
had one, to be honest.
I'm on LinkedIn, Nicola Noél, Instagram, Brainworks Therapy, but LinkedIn and Facebook professional profile is where you'll find me. And I would love for people to come and connect. Drop me an unstalky message and I will get back to you. But it would just be lovely to connect. And if you want me to come in to your business or your professional woman and you are struggling, come talk to me. I work with men as well, but that's my niche.
Amazing. It's been so lovely to have you. And this conversation has been like one of the most typical ADHD conversations ever. But this is the thing that, do you know what? This is one of the reasons why people listen to this podcast, because the only people who could listen to this really are ADHDers, because they can keep up with the flitting to and forwards and all the like changing of topics. So I've absolutely loved having you on today. There have been some really great conversations.
Thank you.
Everybody go and follow Nicola. She is such an amazing vibe, like everything that she does, really, really love. If you are enjoying this podcast, come and follow it. Subscribe, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't downloaded Mad About Money app yet, you can do that. It's now on the Heartbeat community. If you've got any money questions, anything that we can help you with, you can come along there. And if you're a business owner who is from an underrepresented or marginalised background and you want help with your visibility, come and hang out with us in Invisible to Influential. The doors only open at the end of the month, so you need to be following me on social media to know when that happens. We only take 30 people a month because we're growing at a steady rate. And if I take any more than 30, it makes it really hard for me to get to know people. So, and I like to bring that personal energy. So I actually know people's businesses so I can shout about them to my friends. Anyway, I'm Maddie Alexander-Grout. If you're not following me, Maddie Talks Money on Instagram, Maddie Alexander-Grout on all the other platforms, Mad About Money Official on TikTok, and we will see you next time. Thanks for listening.